What's up, guys? Welcome to Blue Presents a podcast where I discuss all things music and how it affects my life. And today on my show, I'm joined by Randy Hill of the Randyness reaction YouTube channel, man. And this is just a great conversation between me and Randy, man. Just talking about, the positive feelings he gets from content creating, the positive feelings he gets from people who let him know that what his videos are doing for him, especially, last year, 2020 being the year that it was, man. So just sit back, relax. But before we get started, man, if you have a podcast idea or a show idea and you want to reach out and let me know, follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Blue Presents a Podcast and on Twitter at Podcast of Blue. And you can also follow me on my Twitch channel at Hope_prevails_, man. And if you like scary video games and, other crazy story-driven games, that's what I'm playing over there, man. So come check me out. But before we get started, you need to listen to my man, AJ Pelletier, on why you should be listening to Season 2 of The Roads We Travel.
Hey everyone, AJ Pelletier here, and I'm here to talk to you about my podcast, The Roads We've Traveled. It's a podcast where every week I talk to guests and friends from music, art, comedy, and more about their journeys through life, their struggles, their joys, and everything in between. You also get to know a little bit more about me and my journey as well. So if you like podcasts about good conversations about life, or maybe you're just looking to relate to somebody about some things you may be going through as well, then The Roads We've Traveled is the podcast for you. Subscribe to us today on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, or wherever you guys get your podcasts from. Check us out and subscribe to us on YouTube. And check us out at Facebook.com/Roads We've Traveled Podcast. All right, everyone. Thanks.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Blue Presents a podcast where I discuss all things music and how it affects my life. And today I'm joined by a very special guest, Randy Hill of the Randyness YouTube. What is going on, Randy?
How's it going, my guy? It's an honor to be here.
Oh, man, I thank you so much. A lot of people don't realize that Randy's usually the one giving interviews, and today he's the one being interviewed.
Well, as I mentioned before we started recording this is actually the first time I've ever been interviewed. So yeah, man, it's a pleasure to be here. Oh man, I'm very, very excited to be the first person to interview you. So I'm going to start you off like I start every guest that comes on my show. What are your top 5 artists? It can be your top 5 artists of all time or your top 5 artists currently. Well, that's actually a really, really tough question because I honestly listen to so much music on a daily basis. But if I have to choose like a top 5, like right off the top of my head, I'd have to say something along the lines of like, we're going to go for Worm Shepherd. We got some Gore Pig.
Mm-hmm.
I rather enjoy I can't think of the name of the group right now. After the Burial. There we go. I got it out. Okay, so that's 3. I'm getting really into a group called Skinned.
Okay.
They're not death metal, but I'll explain a little bit more on that later. But and then I would have to say as my final pick currently, probably Lorna Shore, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, man. That's a tight top list. I've never heard Skin before. Obviously, we know about Worm Shepherd on this show, as many of them have been guests on this show, man. So shout out to Worm Shepherd as always. So just kind of like my podcast is just the journey in and around music, man. And you are a YouTube creator, which is completely different. So let's talk about how you turned your love for extreme music or, just music in general into creating content and creating these unique reactions that you have.
Well, it's kind of a funny story because I never really expected the reactions to take off the way that they did. Mm-hmm. I really didn't. It was actually recommended to me by my good friend Will Kraft of the Eldritch Grimoire. He's the front guy for them, and he wanted me to check out a group called Archspire. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
No, man, I am not.
A few people listening might recognize them, but he wanted me to check out that group, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And I started getting a lot of lesser known groups. Like at the time they were called Tumera Divine. I think they're just called Tumera at this point. I'm not sure, but a lot of lesser known groups started coming to me, and it just kind of took over. Like people started coming to me and they're like, "Hey man, you should check this out. Maybe you should check this out. You'll like this." And it like after I started doing the reactions, my channel basically skyrocketed. Like I never expected it to do that, but it did.
Yeah, man. And it's awesome to see like some of the things that like I've seen some of your early videos and now to see where you are now, man. There's definitely some things that you've changed, but your reactions and your facials are just what take me into the music. And it's just like, you're like, if you will, you're like the, when you're watching your reactions, you're like the unofficial hype man for that band. And you're kind of just like, your facials are just saying, "Oh, yes, guys, yes."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I've gotten a lot of people who have told me that I've fucking turned them purple in the face from just the faces that I make in those videos. And to be honest, they're part of my daily lifestyle. Like I just make faces all day. Like that's just kind of something that I do. I make all kinds of weird faces all the time, and I make people laugh. And that's honestly, really, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of it, that's honestly why I like to do what I do for like the reactions and stuff, because I love seeing people smile. I really do. It's one of my favorite things about being a YouTube content creator. It's just, you're going to get people who are going to bring hateful shit to your channel, regardless of the content. It doesn't matter if you're a crafter or if you're a reactor or, play video games or whatever, you're always going to have hate. But honestly, I just really enjoy making people smile. I enjoy the laughter. I enjoy positive comments that I get from people, and it's really incredible. That's why I do it, honestly.
Yeah, man, and you're just I think it's one of those things that sometimes we forget. I think you're one of those YouTubers that kind of puts eyes on a band that people may not be paying attention to, just to kind of show them, hey, man, there's this awesome thing out here that you may not be paying attention to, but because you're reacting to it, people are like, well, if Randy likes it, what the fuck, man, I should probably like it more,
It's kind of funny that you said that, because the group Sold Soul actually let me know about a year or so ago that whenever they get down to writing music and stuff, they're like, I wonder what Randy's gonna think of this. Like, and I was like, no way.
What would Randy do? Type deal.
Like, would Randy enjoy this kind of music? And I'm like, that's really fucking cool, honestly. Yeah. That the fact that people are like, man, I bet you if I just let him listen to it, I bet you he's gonna like it.
And that's nothing wrong with that, man. And once again, you're like you said, you're combining this positive feeling that you get to have, you get to show people, and you're also maybe shining light on an artist who may not be getting that light shine on them. Man.
Exactly. It's like I told Topher Arndt. I'm not. Do you know who that is?
No clue.
He is an incredible artist himself. Like he's doing a bunch of he's writing a bunch of stuff right now, and that man he's very humble. He always lets me know, how my videos reflect on how his mood's gonna be, and I love that guy, and he's another positive influence that I have a lot of respect on. Like I really want that positive feedback, the way I can give it back to the people I'm doing it for.
Man, that's an awesome thing, man, because a lot of people, and I'm sure you've heard it, man, hey, it's easy as just starting a YouTube channel and stuff like that. And I'm sure you've had, many times, either recording or editing where you're just like, long time, long hours, but I think it sounds like you're doing it with a positive intent rather than I'm going to blow up and be famous on YouTube.
I've never honestly really given a fuck about being famous on YouTube. It's never been a goal of mine. I don't care. I don't care if they pay me. If you want to know the truth of the matter, like any kind of revenue that I am going to make from YouTube eventually, I'm giving it to my wife because she puts up with me in here screaming at a camera, fucking making ridiculous noises and shit. And like she's told me I've told several people this in the past, but she's told me like if it's like a really good song, she'll come in and be like, "It sounds like you're having sex in here." Like it's ridiculous, man. Yeah. So, you know, like I've never been about fame or money or anything like that. I just wanted to do it like, cause a friend of mine was doing it and I kind of got a little bit of lesson training and shit from him. And then I turned around and was like, I can do this, you know? And like you said early in the beginning of it, I was just, you know, I was like getting my feet wet. I was touching ground. I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do. And here we are, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody starts at zero. Everybody does.
Yeah, man. And I think that's some of the things that, you know, certain people see. You know, I've got kids who in the next few years are going to be like teenagers, you know.
Yes.
And I know a lot of my kids, both my kids spend a tremendous amount of time on YouTube. One of my kids thinks she's just going to roll out of bed one day and just be some type of successful YouTube person, you know. And I tell her, you know, you have to have something to say, you have to have an idea or something, you know, and then you have to like, you almost have to be dead focus on it and chase that, you know what I'm saying? So what can you say, you know, with that being said, what can you say to someone who maybe wants to try reacting, you know, or try to get into, you know, this into YouTube doing reactions and stuff?
Honestly, I would just say, just do what makes you feel comfortable. Honestly, like if you want to do reactions, you go for that. Because you'll record a couple and they might really be good. Honestly, they might really be good, really good. But there are always going to be ones that are hit and miss. Like you've seen. Like the top videos on my channel have like 36,000 views, but here lately I've been pulling in maybe anywhere from 70 to 100, and it's not a big deal. It really isn't, because over time, if you're gonna want to do that, the people and the numbers will come. Do what makes you feel comfortable, and if you think that what you're doing maybe could be changed, think of creative ways to incorporate new things. Like I always try to think of really interesting ideas to maybe try to make a video even funnier, or maybe try to find, like, because I use a lot of YouTube clips, like internet clips and stuff like that, to try to make my videos funnier and stuff, and people love that shit. I'm telling you right now, if you meme maybe word it differently, but if you like meme up your content a little bit, like if you're trying to go for reactions and you want that audience, try to be funny, you know, try to be sporadic, like do off the wall shit, like do stuff that you don't think that you wouldn't do to begin with. I haven't quite gotten to the extreme of throwing my chair like Keem, but you know, I mean, it's almost happened a few times. But what I'm saying is like, just go with what you think is comfortable for you. That's all I can say, is just go with what you find comfortable.
Yeah, man. That's awesome to hear, man. So you brought up Hardcore Keem, which I absolutely love him too. He's such a great person.
Boys.
Yeah, man. He's such a great person, man. And the way he assaults his dummy, his Bob, his Bob, bro. Yeah, his Bob just gets all the hate, all the hatred and anger.
That man's gonna file a restraining order on him one day.
I was about to say it should be illegal where he's at. Yeah. But with that being said, what are some of your favorite YouTube reactors?
This is actually I love this question, honestly, because I personally don't subscribe to a lot of reaction channels, but that's just me. I'm not knocking anybody who does reactions, and maybe I haven't seen your content yet, but I watch guys like Galactic Criminal. I fucking love him. He's hilarious. His intros, damn near every one of them make my day whenever I watch his content. I also occasionally watch stuff like this guy named Drew McIntyre. He's got a few more subscribers than I do, but like his content, he doesn't have he's kind of like me. He uploads when he can, you know. So he's another one that I'm subscribed to, and I know that there's one more. I just can't remember the guy's name. Like he just popped into the scene. Mm-hmm. And he's actually really, really funny. He got a lot of inspiration from Keem. I enjoy Keem's content as well. Like I said, we're boys. The funny thing about him is he actually found my channel first.
Oh wow!
And I honestly had no idea who he was until he like reached out to me, mm-hmm. and then I went and I watched his channel, and like he was like way bigger than I was at that time. Mm-hmm. And I started watching some of his content. I was like, how the fuck have I never seen this guy's videos before? Like, I do reactions myself. How the hell have I never seen him? Mm-hmm. And like we're really good friends. I fucking love him to death. Like I can't wait to collab again with him. Mm-hmm. And since I'm on this subject, just a real quick tidbit of information.
Okay.
On the one that we did collab on, both of us were, I guess it was just lost to the times of last year because, mm-hmm. It was a dumpster fire.
Obviously,
but the reaction that we did together on Shadow of Intent, a lot of people were very kind to let us know that it was on the album that we were talking about in the video. And I just wanted to say, I get that, and I apologize for anybody who was like, you guys, neither one of you knew that song was on that album. And I'm like, no, we probably did. It was just lost to time because both of us were just like, this sounds mm-hmm. like fire. Like, and I've listened to Melancholy back and forth, front and back. And at that time, I just did not remember. So yeah, a lot of people were very friendly to let us know that song was on that album.
No, what I think it is, and I have it sometimes too, where the brain is thinking way faster than the mouth, and it takes a while to catch up. And so while in mid conversation, you're trying to remember what's the name of that one thing, that, you know what I'm saying? And it gets caught up in there. Cause I find it myself sometimes with podcasting where I'll listen to something back and I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't say that. But also at the same time, it's that great opportunity to the next time you two get together, it's going to be a hell of a show. You know what I'm saying? You guys will have some experience under your belt for sure.
I can't wait to make another video with that guy. I can't wait. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's basically it for all the reaction videos that I actually watch. Like, I'll look it up and I'll send you a link for the other guy. Like I said, I just can't remember what his name is at the moment. But he's a newer, upcoming YouTube channel, and his content's pretty funny.
That's awesome, man. And I think that's cool that you're trying to shout him out for sure, and that's awesome. So with that being said, man, let's transition in talking about, unfortunately you did bring up, what last year was like. What was last year like for you? You know what I'm saying? And, obviously we're still going through, what's going on in the world. It's kind of F things a lot. You live in a different part of the country. You're in Texas, where I'm in Massachusetts right here. I'm sure things and limitations are night and day between the two states.
Well, honestly, with my life outside of doing YouTube, it's just been very busy. Like, my work has picked up fucking like 50 times over. And if you like, I noticed like last year when I looked back, I'd only produced like maybe 119 videos all year. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, whoa, compared to the previous is 230 something videos. And I was like, okay, so my content did take a step down. Like, that's honestly like the worst thing about it for me last year, was just the fact that I wasn't able to get as much content out as I wanted to. And that goes towards everybody who I may not have gotten to yet, who's like thrown a video request at me or something like that. I will get to life can be hell sometimes. It really can.
Yeah, man. And definitely, I know everybody, like, when things took off over here, it was definitely craziness, man. You know what I'm saying? And I can only imagine, not being able to create how you would like to create, and you seeing that kind of that decline and whatnot. But, I mean, if anything, I think you can take some solace in knowing you entertained the hell out of me last year when there were some times where we really needed it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. You're not the only one who's told me that about the videos and everything like that, and I really do appreciate it. Like, I don't get to tell each and every one an individual that I appreciate, you know, their support for me. But I do, like, if you're listening to this and I've never said a single word to you, I do appreciate you, you know. So, yeah, man, I want to be able to create a platform that fucking YouTube can't fuck up, you know? Because in all honesty, I blame a lot of stuff on the way that YouTube runs their platform these days, because it used to be a lot easier to make content without getting in trouble for shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of a lot of my newer videos I have to censor. Like YouTube will let you drop an F-bomb every once in a while, like from time to time. But like a lot of my videos have become censored because of YouTube's policies and everything like that. And I had a guy comment on one of my videos a while back, and he was like, "You didn't censor this. You didn't censor it. You're gonna get in trouble." And I was like, "No, they allow it." And I've been censoring my naughty F words with Peter Griffin saying "whoa." So, you know. It works. It works.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, like your own cutaway. It's perfect. Yeah, it's awesome, man. So, you know, take it from that. We'll get out of that dark place and whatnot, because I mean, we're looking forward to the thing. So, you know, what are you hoping for going forward with your channel besides, you know, maybe, you know, doing some more content and stuff like that? Are you wanting to do more interviews? Are you wanting to do more reactions? Or are you wanting to do reactions outside of what you normally do genre-wise?
Yeah, like, absolutely. I love doing the band interviews. I've been told by the ex-frontman of Decayer that Harrison, that he said that other than the reaction videos, interviews are like a really solid calling card for me. So I plan on doing more of those. I would like to one day, and I make this as a challenge to anybody listening, I would like to one day sit down and interview an entire musical group. I don't care who it is. I just would like to sit down and interview everyone as a whole for the channel, because that would be really, really, really awesome.
Worm Shepherd.
Yeah, no, I've already had Devin on the channel, so the rest of the guys, you know, yeah. But yeah, man. The as far as the reactions go, I would like to. I've been working on it. I've actually got a whiteboard set up with a bunch of my garbage handwriting on it with future ideas and whatnot for channel videos and whatnot. I would like to do more reactions. I would also like to get more people involved with the content. Like in some of the videos, as you've seen, the videos start out with like the musicians actually introducing the videos. I love that kind of stuff. I recommend everybody who wants to do it to send me a video. You don't have to be a musician to do it. You can just do it. You can send it to me on Instagram, or you can DM it to the Randyness Facebook page. Send them in. I don't care if you're not a musician or if you are. If you want to send me a video, I will put it in.
So, man, with that being said, man, what is the music scene like where you are from in Texas? Obviously, pre-COVID.
Pretty dry around here. I live dead smack in the middle of West Texas, so it's if you want to go see a musical act, you have to travel anywhere from 45 to 150 miles away from where I live.
Whoa.
It's really dry around here. Like
man.
In my life, I've only been to 3 actual shows.
Wow.
So yeah.
So, are you legislating for a band to come to your house and play for you? That would be good too.
I would like it if we could get some more talent down here. That would be really, really awesome. Even if it's just like 2 or 3 people showing up, you know, I would really like it if we could get some more of that stuff around here. We don't get a lot of that where I'm from, so it would be really nice.
Randy Fest? ?
Now, see, you see, you're not the first person who's brought this up. Okay, if I ever like, it's a pipe dream, but if I ever could do something like that, I would definitely hold like a small festival for like all the groups that I like to listen to come down and just play music. No battle of the bands or anything like that. Just come down and have some fucking fun, you know? Let's all jam out to some death metal.
Hell yeah, man. There's nothing wrong with that. in a previous life, circa 2011, I was truck driving, and Texas was one of the first places I ever got to travel to. Everything from El Paso to Memphis, Texas. And
it's fucking huge here, man. Texas is massive,
and a lot of small towns, man. You know, and I didn't mistake that. I meant Memphis, Texas. There is a Memphis, Texas.
No, yeah.
And there's a lot of interesting places. I've also been to rural Texas, which is a very extremely small town in Texas. But no, I always, whenever I talk to somebody from a different part of the states, the world, whatever, I always like to talk about, you know, that music scene, because I feel like sometimes, you know, we forget that we're all, like, granted, we're all connected through the internet or YouTube or whatnot, but we also forget about our little small pockets of the world, you know, and anybody who talks
especially
about
now, you know, especially now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if anybody talks about Massachusetts, obviously you're talking about like maybe more traditional hardcore or metalcore, rather, you know, Kill Switches and the Acacia Strain and stuff like that. From the area. But with that being said, man, I just think it's really, really cool that what you do on your channel. It sounds like you've got a lot of artists who submit, but I'm going to throw the question out there. How does an artist get a video to you for your review?
If you catch me on a good day, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way, if you catch me on a good day, mm-hmm. I've got this playlist growing, and it's spreading like wildfire right now. it's pretty huge. Mm-hmm. I've got this watch later playlist that I'm building up on YouTube for, you know, like if I'm sitting there like, you know, I should react to something, and mm-hmm. then I've got a whole fucking playlist of stuff that I could just pull up and react to. I've still got 2 videos recorded that I have not edited yet that I'm going to put on the channel soon, so be on the lookout for new content.
Yeah, that's what we do out here, man. We love it, man. And like I said, man, we appreciate what you do, man. If anything, YouTubers like yourself got us through 2020 and gave us some new heavy shit to listen to while we were all in our rooms trying to pretend like everything was normal.
A lot of people like to say that I'm the reason why they discovered all these new bands, and that might be partly true, but the truth of it is I wouldn't know who half of these music groups were if it wasn't for the people who request them. Mm-hmm. Like, I get people from all over the fucking world, man, coming to me to have me check out music from mm-hmm. that part of the world, and a lot of it has been absolutely incredible. Mm-hmm. I've been blown away countless times by the amount of music that I've never listened to that people have sent in that I'm a fan of now. Mm-hmm. You know, like the guys over in Chile, like Bleak Flesh and Own Omnipresence, I wouldn't have mm-hmm. known who they were had they not reached out to me, and I'm a big fan of theirs now. Yeah. And like I Sold Soul, fucking Worm. I assume that by this point I would have found out who the fuck Worm Shepherd was. At least at this point, if nobody had reached out to me and told me about them, I assume that by now I would have at least found them by now. But without a lot of the people that come to my channel and react and request that I do reactions, I wouldn't know half the music that I do without them. So.
Yeah, man, and it's an awesome experience. I recently just had my first taste with an international guest. I was joined by Stefan of the Icelandic death metal band Divine Defilement. I don't know if you have heard those guys, man.
Oh, yes.
Check those guys.
I think they've been on the channel, actually.
Yeah, man. Those guys
they're an early reaction, like back in the day, early reaction.
Oh, man, yeah. So I'm going to have to go hunt that one down, yeah, because Stefan is super cool.
I'm like 75% sure I have a video with them on the channel somewhere.
Yeah, man, Stefan was super cool and stuff like that. And if you ever get a chance to actually look at Stefan, just watch how you can't get the fact that he looks like Mitch Luger out of your head.
Okay.
He looks like him so bad, it's not even funny. And I'm sure he's probably listening. When he does listen to this episode, he'll be like, fuck, I will never live this down. Because his apparently his band tells him the same thing. So.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right, man. So, you know, before we get out of here, you know, just, I can keep saying it, man, just the awesome things that you're doing with your channel and stuff like that, man. What are you hoping for in 2021, with things going the way that they are, and hopefully apparently we're all getting vaccinated?
Well, it's kind of a long shot, but I called this right at the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to set a ridiculously high goal for myself. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to achieve it, but if the people listening now want to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. But my highest achievement of this year could quite possibly be reaching 10,000 subscribers. That's stretching it. I know it. But that is like an ultimate goal of mine this year. I would love to get that many subscribers on the channel. That would be fucking sweet.
Yeah, man.
That's initially the ultimate goal this year, is to get 10,000.
Yeah, man. I don't see, I know where your number at. I think you're hovering just a little under 5,000, man. But if you're listening to this show and you're like, who's Randyness? You need to go subscribe, man. You need to check him out. And with that being said, man, let's plug these social medias, man, so people know where to find you, man. You can
God.
Here we go, guys.
People don't follow me.
Here we go, guys. Twitter and Instagram at a real guy with 3 U's.
I'll drop it for you. At a real guy. Yes, that's where you can find me. Twitter, Instagram, at a real guy, Facebook.com. You can like my Facebook page or follow it depending on what Facebook allows you to do. Facebook.com/a real guy. Same spelling with the capital RN at the end.
And then we got you on YouTube.
Yeah. You got me on YouTube.
The Randyness is the guy with 1 U.
And I suppose I'll go. I probably only get on it like once or twice a month, but I'll go ahead and plug my Twitch, Randyness TV.
All right,
all one word.
Yeah, man, Randyness TV on Twitch. I'm on Twitch. Hope_prevails_ because
we'll
for whatever
follow
reason,
each other.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to follow each other. And man, I just want to say, man, thank you for giving us some positivity last year, this year, and in this interview, man. I greatly appreciate you coming on my show. It means a lot to me, and you're a guy I look up to and have a lot of admiration for what you do when you're creating content, man.
Well, I do appreciate that, man. Last little thing here. Don't give up just because you're having a hard time with it, okay? Hard times come for everybody. It's going to happen. Don't give up. Because I'm eating my own words when I say this, because I too have been, really critical on the content that I produce and everything like that. I'm really heavily critical on my own stuff, and don't do that. Like, I'm just going to say that now. Don't do that. Don't allow yourself to, become too critical of your own stuff.
Man, I greatly appreciate those kind words, man, and that's awesome that you're giving us this, man, and I don't see any better way to end the show, but thank you, Randy, for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I'm glad you had me on.
All right, awesome.